Hi, dear amazing parents. So, a few days ago, I talked about connecting with our children before correction. So today I'm going to be talking about how we can actually connect with them, because it's very important we connect with them before we start correcting them. So here are some few ways that we can actually connect with them before doing the correction, because the correction is the main goal. Yeah, but there are some few things we can do to just make that correction very smooth. You can take a drive with your child, most especially the older one. Just take a drive and no pressure to talk. You can just look at each other, smile. Sometimes if there are a few things you can just say, appreciate them, talk about things that they are doing well, that you really admire, things like that. Then before bedtime, you can check on them, do that check-in, do a little bit of chatting, Then during the day, you can send a text message to just say, thinking about you today, that kind of thing, and wait for their responses, Also, you can also ask about their interests, without turning it into advice, like their interests and what they like to do, maybe during the day, things like that, Then you can give them space, but reminding them you're still available anytime they wish to talk. Those are some few interesting ways you can just use to connect with your children. So when you do all these things, they're already used to your conversation. They're already used to kind of bestie kind of arrangement. They're already used to talking to you. So with that, if you notice anything that they need correction in, you can chip those things in and give them advice on how they should do better. With that, they will listen more instead of, we yelling. Most especially the older ones, the teenagers. When you yell at them, they feel like, they want to react back. They want to, be defensive. So yeah. And I'm going to wrap up today by saying connection does not remove accountability. It simply opens the heart before the lesson enters the mind. Have an amazing, amazing day.